Hello and welcome back to the channel, and on this week's episode we're going to be tackling rust. I'm going to show you the steps that I went through to carry out this repair and also show you all the products I used, complete with links in the description below if you want to get the same. My local body shop's quoted me £800 to do this, so armed with only £100 I'm going to see what I can do to get this looking better myself. Follow along to the end to see the result. So first things first, now if there's rust at the front of the vehicle, the likelihood is that there's going to be rust behind as well. So what we need to do first is take a look underneath, and let's take a look from behind and actually figure out what's going on there. See if there's a lot of structural strength or not, as there's no point doing the repair if this is all going to fall away within a matter of weeks afterwards. In this instance, it's not actually bad at all. So I'm just going to start cleaning up the area just with a coarse wire brush, just getting rid of some of this surface rust, so then we can look to apply a rust converter coating and get this looking far better than it was. So there was once a time when I used to use a mirror for this, but with the camera on the trusty phone you can follow along too, watching me do my best to not miss a spot. Now I'm going to be spraying this whole panel, so off with the decals. Now I've got this heat gun. It's just as good if you want to use your own hairdryer if you've got one. But the idea here is to get some good heat into those decals. Just softens up the glue underneath to allow you to peel away the sticker. Now you may have to go back and forth a couple of times, but some patience and perseverance, it will come off eventually. And this is what you'll be left with. And here's the main rust area that we'll be tackling. It really does let the van down, so it'd be good if we can make a really good job of this. Just with some masking tape, I'm starting to section off my work area. This is the area that I'm going to be addressing today. I've got this neat little drill attachment. I'm going in here with some 120 grit sandpaper, just trying to really knock down those rust spots. Unfortunately the rust went a little bit deeper than I imagined, so this is only really tickling the surface. I'm going to have to come in with something a lot more heavy duty. So I've brought out the big guns now. This is an angle grinder with a purple stripping disc. Really makes light work of getting down into that rust, cleaning up all the affected areas. The aim of the game here is to get down to some really good clean metal, as that's really what's going to give this repair longevity. If you made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you. If I could ask you please to like, subscribe, comment below. It really does help small channels like me to grow. Thanks again. So after all that sanding and grinding, this is what we've been left with. Looks like there's a previous repair down here, so we're going to address that, get that knocked down and nicely blended in. So starting off with some 120 grit sandpaper on a sanding block, just getting everything all blended in so it matches the rest of the panel. Whenever you're doing any panel repairs or any sanding work, always remember, if you can feel it, you'll definitely see it once it's painted. The next step is to go in with a rust converter. I'm using this one from Hammerite, so just going over the top of all the affected areas. Now that the rust converter is dry and worked its magic, I'm going to start mixing up this fiberglass body filler. It's a two-part product, this one, so first of all with some fiberglass and then over the top with the red hardener. A good approximate ratio that works for me is to use a golf ball sized amount of filler with a pea-sized amount of hardener. Now with fiberglass filler you are able to cover in some larger patches of work. It really just helps bridge any big gaps. 120 grit sandpaper again, just on this drill attachment, just really knocking down all the areas that we filled in. I'm not looking for perfection at this stage, just knocking it down smooth. Back up with the sanding block on 120 grit sandpaper, just starting to feather out some of the edges. and work in the basic shape of the arch. Still not looking for perfection here, as we're going to go in with another coat of filler. I try to use this panel wipe after every step. It's important to work as clean as you possibly can, especially when you're working outside like I am here. Now, I actually carried out this repair and filmed it over a few days, so I've just taken this opportunity to apply a coating of primer, just because if I have to leave the work, I don't want to leave it overnight unprotected. This is the second stage of body filler. This is a much finer body filler for smaller holes. Same method for mixing as before. Think of your golf ball, think of your garden pea, mix it up and away you go. Now in terms of working time, you've only got 1 or 2 minutes to get this applied. So just start filling in all your low spots, try to get those areas built up and don't panic. You can always go back and apply more later. Now it still doesn't look like much, but we're actually starting to make some headway here. And as we do, we start working our way up the grades of sandpaper. So starting off with 120, but now working up the grades through 240, 320 and 400, just refining that finish, working through, feathering all the edges and feeling the work, checking as we go. Finishing off with a little bit more high build primer, just covering up those bare metal areas. Now that the main work area is all but complete with the majority of the heavy sanding work done, I'm going to unmask this, clean down the work area and mask up the whole panel to be sprayed. These pre-taped plastic sheets are great for covering large areas. If you're going to buy some, buy the biggest ones you can. I went a bit too small and had to go twice to cover the length of the band. This may seem a little overkill for a relatively small work area, however there's nothing worse than getting overspray on some perfectly good painted body panels. So with that in mind and being an incredibly windy day, I've masked off quite a large area, including around the back here. So I've sanded this entire section with 800 grit sandpaper just to make sure we've got a good key, and now I'm going in with this first colour coat, concentrating on the main affected areas just to get some colour back into those areas. This is where we start blending in the new paint into the old paint. So you'll see most of the paint is being directed into the main work area rather than where the old existing paint is, just to try to blend it the best we possibly can. This is a very light coat, we're not trying to get full coverage at this point, we're just trying to get some paint down to start. After about 3 or 4 minutes I'm going in with the second coat and I'm starting to feather in the old paint into the new paint. This is a lot fuller coat and where you can start trying to get that full coverage. I've sped up the drying time in between coats with the heat gun, just blowing hot air across it, nothing major, just really helps speed things along. I'll go for a third full final coat here. Now after this coat I'm expecting full coverage. I'm not expecting to see any repair areas left behind. Now the paint will look fairly matte still here. The gloss and shine will come at the next step when we apply lacquer. This is the clear coat that I'm using. I've chosen to go with this 2K clear coat from Pro XL. It is a 2K product, meaning it's a 2-part product. It comes with this ring that goes in the bottom here, and you pull the pin. That releases the agent inside the can, and you actually mix the two in the can itself. So spray a little test patch here. This helps me identify how well it's dried. This is going to be what we call a tack coat. So I'm going to go start on the inner arches first. I'm just applying a very light, even mist to the entire panel. After applying a very gentle heat, I'm going to go back to that test patch and see if it's tacky. If it's tacky to touch, then that's really going to help the next layer of lacquer stick to the bodywork. And that's what you're looking for. This is the second layer. It's a lot heavier layer. It's going on thicker and going across the whole tire width of the panel. You're looking for full coverage, and this is where you start to see the gloss and shine come back into your repair area. I'm going to call myself out here because actually I should be wearing a mask. Yes, I'm outside. Yes, it's a well ventilated area, but this is really quite nasty stuff, so don't do it like me. Wear a mask. And here we go. This is what it looks like fresh out the can. Look at it from all different angles. You can see if you've missed any bits. Lucky to say here, this all looks quite good. You can see the gloss, you can see the shine there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I've left that final lacquer coat about 10 minutes, and now I'm starting to unmask the area. The danger is if you leave the area masked up for too long, then you'll end up with a hard lacquer line at the edges of your repair area. So once you're confident enough, get the area unmasked as quickly as you can. And now to show the final result. So just as a reminder, this is what we started off with. Rusty old tired, looking very sorry for itself. And this is the result after a few days of hard work, of perseverance and a lot of patience. This is what we ended up with. I must say I'm really happy with the result. The arch work is really well formed, doesn't look out of place, and the colour coded paint match really ties in well with the surrounding panels, making the repair area indistinguishable from the rest of the van. So what do you think? Would you take on this type of repair? Do you think the £100 was well spent? Or should I have just taken it to the body shop and left it to the professionals? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course comment below with what you think. Thanks again for joining me on this week's episode. If you want to see more, click the links here.